And you just listened to a young girl who was saying that the Nigerian community here is totally very angry. It covers all those aspects affecting the various sections of our people. Beth was the country of the Niger Delta of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He went to several schools. His major academic genesis was at Government College, Ujeli. And
go gather, destroy their food. With the camp and that other camp, the Songo camp, you don't compensate everybody.
In its key generation sometimes. Today our focus will be on the style of J.P. Clark, a poet and writer, and we shall also be very interested in his poem Akbo Dancer.
Some lives are meaningful.
Some are empty.
Lives that are eventful, with too much meaning and riches to offer humankind. Long after some of these earthly adventures and no more, one can still find footprints of these great lives on the pavements of our contemporary lives.
Good evening, you're welcome to the program Green Planet. You're welcome to the forum People, Places and Events.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
What is your name?
My name is Divine Ewana.
And who are you?
I am actually the team leader of an NGO called Empowerment. I'm also the CEO of Empowerment Mobile Telecommunications Technologies.
Wow. And recently you engaged in a project in AKwaya. AKwaya is situated in Manyu Division of the southwest region of Cameroon. What is this project all about?
The project is focused on tackling forced early childhood marriages and HIV/AIDS in AKwaya.
And what did you do to identify victims and also to withdraw them from these early marriages?
Yes, particularly because early marriages is a very big problem in AKwaya, and the victims are suffering a lot. So we had a three-pronged strategy. The first strategy was generally sensitization of the local population in AKwaya through the various churches, church organizations, Njangi groups, chieftaincies, various chiefdoms, and
Njangi groups are self-help groups in Cameroon.
And various associations in the communities. That was the sensitization component. Various schools, primary schools, secondary schools in the area. The other component was based on the focus on the children, and there we tried to release some of the victims of early marriages. We tried to repay back their bride prices, and so that we set them free. And the third component was based on micro projects on oil palm. The released victims, we gave some of the responsible people in their families who were not part of the trading of these children, some micro projects on oil palm to raise oil palm, so they could use the money from the oil palm to educate these children. Because I must tell you that practically one of the major propagators of this problem in AKwaya is poverty, and the people, they only plant upland rice. They don't have a threshing machine. They carry the unthreshed rice on their heads to Nigeria, and then they thresh the rice in Nigeria and bring it back to AKwaya. Within that process, they have spent a lot of money, so they don't have much production. So most of that is only for their survival. And when somebody falls sick, they don't have money to take the person to the hospital. The only source they turn to if somebody falls sick is to give a daughter for marriage to a rich person, so that they can get the money from that rich person now and cure the person who is sick. So that's why it was important to get them involved in some permanent crops like oil palm, so that they can permanently reap benefits from oil palm and send their children to school and also take care of their hospital bills rather than resorting to this age-long practice.
I went through your reports and I also found out that you pay averagely about 150,000 francs to take these girls out of these marriages. Don't you think it's a little bit expensive for an organization, a sponsoring organization, to support your endeavors?
In fact, that 150,000 francs you are seeing is after a lot of negotiation. Some of the dowries, they go to about 800 1,000 francs and above. You see, the dowry start, people count everything. They brought palm wine, they count. They gave bushmeat, they count. They gave wrapper to the parent, they count. They paid your hospital bill, they count. Everything that was done on behalf of that girl is counted and written.
And within the stretch of the time she has stayed with the family.
So within the period of about 6 or 10 years that they have been spending this money, the amount mushrooms to large, colossal sums. Some 800,000, some 700, some one even reached about 1.2 million francs. So
1.2 million francs is about roughly £1,000.
So we have to undergo a lot of negotiation to get the amounts to that level, and we use what we call the carrot and stick approach, because actually the law of Cameroonian law forbids forced early marriages. Both the people giving the girls to forced early marriages are criminal to the law, and the people marrying the girls are also criminals. It is important for them to agree to stop this practice, to come to a deal. It is not always easy, because the people must need something. You must pay back something, but what we are paying back is really a very small token for even those who agree, because we have had cases where some people do not agree, and instead they resort to killing the girls through witchcraft. So even cases that we have succeeded, that have gone to court, and the girls have won the case in court, they are still in problem, because these people pursue them in witchcraft and kill them or poison them and so on.
You believe in witchcraft?
It is not whether I believe in witchcraft. Witchcraft, the devil exists. I'm a Christian. The devil exists. And the people, it is not whether I believe in it. It is what the people believe.
It's part of the African cosmic logic.
And it's not just the African cosmic logic. In AKwaya, it is deeply entrenched. The traditions of the people are still very, very strong. They still have their own traditional Sunday. You don't know that. In fact, in AKwaya, on Thursday is a traditional Sunday. People don't go to work. They still have their own traditional Christmas called the Olumu. That Olumu festival, when it's Olumu, everybody prepares for Olumu like people. So the traditions are still very, very strong.
So now, your project did take out some girls. How many girls did your project succeed to withdraw from the marriages? And if you were to estimate in terms of numbers, how many of these girls are actually in early marriages in AKwaya?
As I told you, early marriage is a cultural norm.
So you could get about 1,000?
Yes, so.
And you just listened to a young girl who was saying that the Nigerian community here is totally very angry. It covers all those aspects affecting the various regions of our youth. Beth was the NGO.mp4 of the Niger Delta of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He went to several schools. His major academic genesis was at the government college, Ujeli. And
go gather, destroy their food. With the camp and that other camp, Songo camp, you don't compensate everybody.
In its key generation sometimes. Today our focus will be on the style of J.P. Clark, a poet and writer, and we shall also be very interested in his poem Akbo Dancer.
Some lives are meaningful.
Some are empty.
There are the lives that are eventful, with too much meaning and riches to offer humankind. Long after some of these earthly adventures are no more, one can still find footprints of these great lives on the pavements of our contemporary lives.
Good evening, you're welcome to the program Green Planet.